Oh, hello friends, and welcome to my channel, Bad Decisions and PR Awareness. I'm your host, Elizabeth. Today, I am drinking Slow Press Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet Sauvignon. I talked about it in one of my previous videos. Just go back and look at one of my previous videos if you want a review of that. But today we are talking about my 2022, and I know it's almost March, but my 2022 most used blushes and highlighters. Now, I'm doing it this way because I don't buy a lot. So what I'm using is already in my collection. I think I might have added one or two blushes to my collection, one or two highlights to my collection. But for the most part, you're going to see a lot of older blushes and highlighters in this video, and all the videos like this. I am not necessarily on a low buy or no buy, but I have cut back significantly over the last year of what I'm buying, just because I want to save some money, number one, and I'm overwhelmed with what I already have. I think it's fun to shop your stash, and I encourage you to do that if you have a big collection. I just feel bad that I'm not getting the use out of products that I do love. So what I did this past year was create a spreadsheet to track how often I was using makeup. So I already have a video out about my eyeshadow palettes, my most used eyeshadow palettes of 2022, my most used, and then I'll have a single eyeshadow, most used single eyeshadows of 2022. I'll have that coming. If it's already out, I'll post a link. I found that tracking it that way on a spreadsheet really helped me not feel as much FOMO with new releases and things like that. It also gave me perspective of what I have in my collection, how much I have in my collection, which is a very large amount, and just how little I was using of some of my products. And I don't have a rather large collection of blushes, highlighters, bronzers. I'm not counting bronzers in this video just because I don't have very many and I use the same one over and over and over again. So, but I really liked tracking all of my makeup usage. I bought maybe one blush this year. I bought two blushes in 2022, I believe. I got one as a sample and two more as presents from friends. So really not a lot in my collection. Not a lot of new things in my collection. And I love blushes and highlighters. Like, they're some of my favorite products. Like, I love makeup in general. Eyeshadows are always going to be like my favorites. But I also love blushes and I also love highlighters. But I also have pretty much everything you could need in blushes and highlighters, you know? Are there times when I think, I wish I had this specific color of blush? Yeah. But this is putting it in perspective for me and letting me know you might have something that will suit that want. So that's why I'm doing this. And I know a lot of people do a lot of favorites, and this is just showing me what my favorites are, what I used the most this year. So let's just get started. So I'm going to start with highlighter because I love highlighter, but I love blush a little bit more, I think. So my number 5 most used highlighter this year is from Milani. It is the highlighter duo. It's a cream and powder duo in supercharged, 110 supercharged specifically. And this is the cream side and this is the powder side. I obviously use the powder side a little more. It's more of a pinky, more of like a blush topper, I would say. I really, really love it. The cream side, it's not a bad formula by any means, but I just don't tend to gravitate towards cream blushes too much. Cream highlighters too much. But I think the reason I bought this was specifically because it was a cream highlighter. And I thought I wanted a cream highlighter, but now that I have a cream highlighter, I'm kind of like, will I use it in the future? More than likely I will. But I do tend to gravitate more towards this pinky shade right here. Obviously, I've had pan in it recently, so that must say something, right? Number 4 most used highlighter is my ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Flexitarian. This is a classic. I've had this for a while. It is very well loved, as you can see. I've used almost all of it. I am determined in 2023 to use this completely up. It is a beautiful, more of a cream highlighter, and if I'm going for a cream type highlighter, this is what I go for. Something that's more of this texture. It's super creamy. I don't know how to explain it. Soft, but blendable. Like, as you can see, it's very pearly. It is one of the only pearly highlighters that I have, and it is very, very pretty on the cheeks. It is what I'm wearing today, if you can see it on camera. Number 3 most used highlighters is it's a little beat up on the front, and I'm counting this as 1, because I usually use mostly 1 shade out of this, maybe 2. But it is the BH Cosmetics Apres in Aspen palette. It is a 6-color highlighter palette, and it looks like this. Stunning shades. This is an underrated palette, in my opinion. If you find this and you like colorful duochrome highlighters, pick this up. It is really good. I mostly use this shade right here in Frostbite. It is a gold, orange, almost green highlighter. It's so pretty, and it looks so nice blended out. And it just gives you like a nice sheen. It's a glow from within. It's not super striking, but it's also not powdery. The other shades are beautiful as well. There's this icy shade, if you like icy white highlighters. This duochrome pink, kind of purpley blue shade. This Iced Out is probably my second favorite. Let me swatch that. It is like a pink highlighter, but it shifts to peach, maybe. It's beautiful. If you want to try colorful highlighters, but you're also kind of intimidated, I would say pick this up because it's very affordable, and you get 6 colors in one palette. So will I be using the other shades? Heck yeah, I'm gonna check. I'll be using this palette until it's all gone. So definitely a favorite. This next highlighter actually came in my collection this year. Came in my collection, like it just popped up. I bought it. It is the Solmon 2. It is from the Solmon 2 collection from Odin's Eye. It is in the shade Moon Talk. This is probably one of the coolest components I've ever seen, like for a highlighter, and you're gonna see a blush in the blush category, but it is just so pretty. I wish all highlighters came like this because it's just such pretty packaging. And I almost like when I use this, which I'm hoping I do, like when I use all of it, obviously we all want to use like all of our products, but when you have a big collection, it's kind of hard. But if I ever do use this up, I'll say, I kind of want to keep the packaging or maybe just replace it just because like this is so pretty. And I'm not like a packaging girl. Like packaging is like, if the product inside sucks, then the packaging doesn't really matter to me. So it's got to be like the full package for me. And this is the full package. This is what the highlighter looks like, and you can see like the embossing is kind of worn off. It had like the pretty stamp of like the moon in it, but obviously it's well loved. It is a green highlighter, which sounds intimidating, but it kind of shears out to gold, so it's not super scary. And it's like just the right amount of green. It's not going to like show like a big green stripe on your face. It's just going to show like a very like glowy, it's not glittery. Yeah, it's like, it's just pretty. It feels like sunshine on your cheeks. That's the best way to describe it. And the packaging is just so cute. And like, I kept the box even though I busted the box all up. But look how pretty this is. I mean, just 10 out of 10. Like, they did a great job on that. My last highlighter is something that I was determined to pan this year, and I was successful. I don't know that I panned it in 2022 or the beginning of 2023. I'm going to say the beginning of 2023, but don't quote me on that. It is Star Island from Ofra. I think I got this like as a gift in one of my orders a while back. I haven't ordered from Ofra in a long, long time, but this is what it looks like. If I find a picture, I'll pop it up somewhere and show you what it used to look like. But there is nothing left except for a little teeny tiny bit there. But it's not enough to like really do anything with. So it goes in the garbage now. But I will say it is a very pretty champagne-y highlighter, but it's on the lighter side. So if you have a deeper skin tone, I don't know that it would show up as champagne-y as it does on my skin tone where I'm paper white. So just a heads up. But I love the formula of Ofra highlighters. I'm not buying from them right now. I didn't really like some of the stuff they got into over the last couple of years. So I haven't purchased from them in a really long time, but at one time I really did love them. So in the future, if they change ownership, if they make some progressive changes where they're more socially aware, I might purchase from them. But right now, that's probably, you're going to see a lot less of them on my channel. I'm going to use what I have, unless I decide to give it away. But I'm not going to be like promoting them in any way. Blushes. Okay. My number 5 most used blush is a cream blush or a liquid blush. And I got this as a sample. I think it was in a sample with a lip product. And I'd been wanting to try the brand for a while, but the components are very large. And that is from Rare Beauty. This is in the color Adore. It is a sample size product. I don't know that they actually make this shade. They might make something close to the shade, but I don't know that they make the shade specifically, like in the larger forms, or maybe it's discontinued or something. I've had a hard time finding it, just out of curiosity I was looking for it. But I really do love the formula of these. I don't know that I'll ever buy like a full size blush, liquid blush from them, even though I like them a lot. If I got it as a gift, yeah, I'd use it, but I really like the size of these. They're nice to travel with, but also like I've had this for probably about a year. I can pop up when I actually it came into my collection. This is like the perfect amount for me. So Rare Beauty, if you make minis like this, I'll buy them. But it is a really pretty color. It's like a pinky mauve tone. That is what it looks like just on its own. It is very pink, but if you shear it out, you can shear it out really nicely. Like, you don't even need that much. I just do little dots on my cheek. I'm actually using another shade, a little bit darker shade. but I just do like a couple dots, blend it in, and if I feel like I need more, I'll put a little more on. But yeah, it's just it shears out to like be the most beautiful like natural looking blush. Just looks like your cheeks are flushed. It's not like bam in your face. Yeah, if you put like this much on your cheek, it's gonna it's gonna be pretty impactful, but they are very pigmented, so you really don't need much. That's why I said like I don't want much more than this. Like this is like the perfect amount. So they need to start making minis, and I'll buy them. The next one is not a natural looking blush, but it is beautiful just the same. It is the Pixi. I always struggle with this name. I don't love this name. It is from Pixi. It is the Plus C Vit Glowy Powder in Peach Dew. Now, I don't know that they make anything in this formula in another color. I think they had like a special one with Hello Kitty, but I've never seen anything else in this color. So really, I just call it the dewy or the glowy powder. It is peachy, but it is a glowy blush. And it gives the most beautiful shine to your cheeks. You almost don't need a highlighter. But I still use a highlighter just because I like super glowy cheeks. But it blends beautifully. It stays on all day. It's buildable. It's just really beautiful. And I don't have anything else by Pixi, but it makes me want to try other things. I've heard good things about some of their lip products. So if I find anything else in this formula, I would do a second take and maybe like, maybe. So if you see anything in that formula, the Plus C Vit Glowy Powder, let me know. Comment down below, or just let me know where I can find it. I just want to look at it. Not gonna buy. Just want to look. Number three. This is obviously another favorite. I purchased this, I think in 2021 for my birthday. And this is from Melt. It is the Digital Dust Duo. This is the box. As you can see, well loved. Kept it in the box because it's so cute. I love bees so much. And I just think this is like the cutest packaging. Like look at the little bee on it. It's just so cute. And it's very similar in color to the last blush, but it's a split pan, so you have Buzz and Kill. I just kind of just swirl them both together. I don't know that it's like really like, it says they're both blushes, but this one, Kill, is like very light. But it could be a blush or a highlighter, a blush topper, whatever you want to call it. If you have deeper skin tone, it could be more of a highlighter. But this is Buzz, much brighter. Ooh, she is pretty and she is pigmented. And then this is them together. I'm running out of room. Just a beautiful glowy blush right there on my wrist. And it's very similar to that Pixi one, but a little brighter. I kind of got into the habit of buying very like corally, peachy blushes. Apparently that's my fave. So I kind of had to stop because I've got a lot of similar ones. And I kind of had to stop myself from like using this so much because I do have like other blushes to use. So I was kind of like, okay, Elizabeth, you gotta chill out a little bit on the blushes, on the peach blushes. You gotta use something else. So it's definitely one of those blushes that I just go to if I want a peach blush or a corally blush. Okay, the next one is what I was talking about earlier, from Solmon 2 from Odin's Eye. This is one of the blushes. I had to stop myself from buying all the blushes again. I kind of took a step back and was like, what do I already have in my collection? What don't I have? And most of the blushes were either very pink or very corally. And obviously I've already got the coral going on, so I don't need those. But I've been wanting just a pure orange blush. And this is it. Again, we have the adorable packaging, just so pretty, so classy, and just beautiful, beautiful. But then the blush inside is an orange. I have nothing like this in my collection, and I'm very proud of myself for picking something that I don't already have. Now, this is a really buildable formula, which I love. Oh my God, I can see the pan. That's how many times I've used this. Can you see that? Can you see the pan in that? I've almost hit pan. That's amazing for a blush, let me tell you. Buildable formula, and again, nothing like it in my collection. I was a little intimidated when I first got it because it was kind of like, that's very orange. It's a little light. I don't know how this is going to look, but on the cheeks, beautiful. It is a matte blush, so you're not going to get as much glow as those last two blushes, but it has the most interesting tone when it's on the cheek. And it goes well, obviously, with orange eyeshadow, but neutral colors. I use it with like a lot of green eyeshadow. Like, I just think it's unique, and it's a unique color, and it's just so pretty when it goes on the cheek. And I really love it. Obviously, I've almost hit pan. That's incredible for an almost brand new blush. Like, I got this spring. My number one cat hair somewhere. My number one most used blush is from e.l.f. It is the Primer Infused Blush in Always Rosy. Now, again, almost hit pan. Very close to hitting pan in this. I use this far more than any other blush. It came with me on trips. It goes with anything. If I want a neutral shade blush that's a little on the pinky side, this is like a rosy color, it's Always Rosy, I pick this one because, or if I don't know which blush to use, like if I'm struggling on, a color of blush to use, I pick this one because it goes with literally everything. And it's, as you can see, not super exciting. And it looks a little bit warmer when it goes on. But, again, very neutral, goes with just about everything. Like I said, came with me everywhere I traveled this year because it's just so effortless. And I like the packaging. It's like very thin and very compact. And it just has like this, the Primer Infused Blush and Bronzer, that's, this is my most used bronzer of 2022. As you can see, I'm going to show you now. It's almost gone. This one's in Forever Sun Kissed, in case you're curious. It's, I think, the lightest or second lightest shade. But same formula as the Primer Infused Blush. The Primer Infused, I don't really know what that really means, but I will say it goes on very naturally and smooth, and it just like blends into your skin so nicely. So if you want like a very natural, neutral color blush, definitely check this one out. Okay folks, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you, if you have any of these blushes in your collection, let me know. Let me know what your most used blushes and highlighters are. I'd really like to know. If you'd like to see my spreadsheet, let me know. I can do a whole video on that. I'm working on a couple other videos for 2022 most used things. So if they're not already out, check the links below or in the eye. And until then, I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye.